What is going on, guys? Lildogdog here, and today I am bringing you an up-to-date quest guide for the quest Kenneth's Concerns. This is a rather fun quest, lots of puzzles, and I'm bringing you a guide that is done at a 1-to-1 ratio so you can follow along directly as I do the quest. If this is your first time using one of my guides, or if you've used them before and aren't subscribed, please subscribe. It means a lot. It helps out with the YouTube algorithm, and if my guides help you, I want them to help as many people as possible. Alright, self-promotion aside, let's get right into the requirements for this quest. The only quest requirement to begin this quest is the Slug Menace. The Slug Menace has its own variety of requirements, but if you've completed the Slug Menace, then you can complete this quest. As for skill requirements, the only requirement is that you have 46 mining. This is not boostable, so you will need to have your skill at 46 to be able to complete this quest. This is all for the requirements for this quest. There are no needed items, as there is no combat or anything else you may need an item for, essentially. So, as long as you have completed the Slug Menace and have 46 mining, you can begin the quest. To start, you're going to want to go to Witch Haven and find Kenneth, who is located in his home west of the church. So to start, you're going to want to open the door to his home and talk to Kenneth. He's going to let you know that there is some strange stuff going on in the village, and that the villagers are digging in the shrine below the village once again. And he's going to ask you to investigate. Because, you know, Kenneth's a good dude, and he wants you to figure out what's going on. So, you're here to do a quest, so obviously we're going to accept the quest. It'd be kind of stupid to decline it while you're watching a quest guide. It just doesn't make sense, does it? And once you're done talking to Kenneth, you're going to head just west of his house to the old ruins. You're going to want to climb down into the ancient ruins, and then on the wall to the east there is a small opening. Enter the opening on the east wall, and it's going to bring you to this winding corridor. Now, if you have a high enough agility level, there is a shortcut you can use. However, it's not a requirement for this quest, so I will not be using the shortcut. You're just going to want to run all the way around the path here and make it to the end until you find some rocks. Now these rocks are going to be blocking your path, so when you get there, you're going to want to climb over the rocks. And just on the other side, you're going to see two villagers standing outside a doorway. Talk to one of the villagers, and they're going to tell you that there's no way you're getting in there. You're like the anti-hero to them. They don't like you. So, once you get denied, you got to go back to Kenneth. So, you need to climb back over the rocks. But wait, a cutscene. Someone tried to kill you. Unbelievable. He tried to drop rocks right in your noggin. Alright, well you lived, so you want to go back to Kenneth by exiting the cave. Once again, you can use that agility shortcut if possible. It's right there. If not, go ahead and run all the way around. To exit this winding tunnel, you need to enter the passageway. This is going to take you back into the old ruins and climb up the stairs to exit. Now we're going to go back to Kenneth, whose house is just to the east, located right there in that little red box. So go ahead and talk to Kenneth, who's being a little weird, and he has completely lost interest in what's going on down in the ruins. Doesn't bother him one bit. His main concern now is finding his parents. So, he's going to be like, dude, go find my parents for me. That'd be pretty cool. So, because this is a quest, I mean, you got to do what the quest giver tells you to do. So, we go find his parents, who are conveniently on the other side of the church. on the east side of Witch Haven. So run over there, and they'll be standing together. You just need to speak to one of them, so speak to either Kent or Caroline. And Kent and Caroline are also going to be acting real weird and have no interest in talking to you. Once you get through the dialogue, you're going to get a black screen, and you're going to see that Kent slipped a note into your pocket. Read the note that he placed in your inventory, and he's going to ask you to meet him outside the Legends Guild because he can't speak safely in Witch Haven. The Legends Guild is directly to the north. If you have an Ardoin teleport, it's slightly faster. I just ran, because once again, magic is not a requirement of this quest. And Kent can be found walking just outside the entrance to the Legends Guild. So talk to Kent. And he's going to tell you that he thinks Kenneth is up to something pretty shady. He's been real mad about one of his toy trains which went missing, and he notes that he thinks Kimberly, another girl from the village, may have taken it. And Kenneth also thinks that Kimberly took his toy train. So he recommends that you go check on Kimberly. So, once again, quest. You gotta do what you gotta do. Kimberly is conveniently located on the north side of Witch Haven, which is the closest house to where you are right now. So just go ahead and run right to the south. And you're going to talk to her. Kimberly is clearly shaken up as she's stuttering and scared of you. Maybe she just has a stutter. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't assume. But either way, she says that villagers have been surrounding her house and chanting her name and just being generally culty and creepy.
She's also going to ask for your help finding your parents, so choose the first chat option. Of course I will, because you're the hero. That's what you're supposed to do, is help out. After you say you're going to help her find her parents, a cutscene ensues where those same culty people surround her house chanting her name. Immediately proved that she wasn't lying. She's going to ask you to take care of them by maybe leading them into the church and having Sarah Dolman calm them down. So, it's pretty easy, but kind of annoying. What you have to do is gather all the citizens by walking near them. Once you walk within a few tiles of them, their aggro essentially will turn to you, and they'll follow you, basically indefinitely. Once you get all four to follow you, you need to walk them into the church and then shut the church door on them. There are 4 citizens in total, and they kind of get stuck on stuff a lot. So it may be easier to turn off your run so that they stay closer to you and don't get hung up on stuff. Like right here, they got stuck on the water. So I had to walk basically a little to the west to help their pathing match up so that they would make it over to me. Same with right here. Because I went into the church, some of them got hung up on the church entryway. So I had to walk out, and it happened again either way. What you're going to want to do once you get all 4 of them lined up into the church is run all the way to the back, and then basically once they're all at the back with you, run all the way to the front and then close the door on them, locking them in. Just like this. Once they're all locked in, just go ahead and return to Kimberly. Talk to Kimberly, and choose the second chat option. Okay, I've locked them all up, and she's going to decide that it is time to go and talk to Kenneth. Time to confront your bully.
As we know, Kenneth's house is directly south of Kimberly's house, just west of the church. You can run right there. You do not have to guard Kimberly. Once I was there, I opened the door to his house and waited for her. Once she gets there and walks inside the house, you're going to want to talk to Kenneth. Too many THs messing me up. The house. Listen to me. So talk to Kenneth, and he's going to accuse Kimberly of taking his toy train. He just straight up said it. Now, after this confrontation, 4 more villagers are going to appear outside Kenneth's house, and you need to lure these ones into the church as well. Now, the way to do this is the same as you did when they were around Kimberly's house. However, there is a lot more to get stuck on around Kenneth's home. So what you need to do is get the 2 villagers on the north side of his home first, and then run around and get the 2 on the south side of his home. Make sure they're following you as you go around, as they will get stuck on the house. And luckily, the church is a lot closer this time, so it's easier to put them inside. So once again, you're going to walk all the way to the back of the church, slowly luring them in. And you can't walk off to the side here to get them to go even further to the back. And then run your way to the front and close the door. Yeah, I know, I keep locking myself in. It happens. Now, once you've locked them back in, talk to Kimberly and choose the second option. Okay, I've locked them all up. Since her parents are missing, she's going to recommend that you guys go speak to Ezekiel, and Ezekiel can be found on the northeast home of Witch Haven. So she's going to walk over there, just run once again. She doesn't need protection. Open the door and speak to Ezekiel. Ezekiel is the resident expert in the sea slug situation, and he's going to be able to help you navigate the area, basically the old ruins, and help you get inside. Because that is where they believe Kimberly's parents are. So once you're done talking to Ezekiel, he's going to recommend you head over to the old ruins and tell you that he's going to meet you there. And surprisingly, the old ruins have not moved and are still west of Kenneth's home. Now, Kimberly stayed behind because it's a bit dangerous down in the ruins. So you're going to climb down into the old ruins, enter the passageway on the east wall, and now we're going to run all the way back to the villagers on the other side of the rocks at the end of the passageway. So climb over the rocks, and once you're over, you're going to want to talk to Ezekiel. He's going to tell you to just talk to the villagers, and if there's any point you need help, he's going to jump in. So talk to a villager, and Ezekiel will essentially get you right in to their little sanctuary area. Now, if you've been following along this quest, and you're at this point, buckle up, because this is where the puzzles begin. They're pretty fun, but they're RuneScape puzzles and have a degree of difficulty to them. They're forgiving, but still a degree of difficulty. So, once you get in this first room, you're going to want to talk to Ezekiel, and he's going to go check out that first room for you and give you an idea of what you need to do. he's going to tell you that you need to actually get through the metal door, but there's really no access to it and it's locked. So given that he knows how these tunnels work and how the villagers work, there's probably a way through on the other side of that room. So you're going to head through the wooden door and begin your first puzzle room. Alright, so the objective in this room is to mine a portion of the east wall. The texture of where to mine is slightly different on the top. I'm hovering over it currently. If you're seen by the villagers, you're going to be removed from the room and you'll have to restart. Not restart all 3 puzzles, if you're a little ahead here. But to start, you're going to want to make a run for the south wall as soon as the southernmost villager turns around. Literally as soon as he turns around. You can also hide behind the minecarts one by one if you keep getting caught. But once you're behind the south wall, you're going to want to wait for the villagers on patrol. These are the eastern villagers to walk to the west. When those villagers walk to the west, you're going to run to the center of the east wall to hide. If this is confusing at all, I would recommend you watch this completely before attempting it yourself so you can see what I do. So you can see the villagers on patrol are going to walk their separate ways now, north and south. And then once they turn to the west and begin to walk west, I'm going to go to the center cubby on that east wall. Now you cannot be found here, so you can just hang out here even if they walk right up to you. So once they get close to you and then separate and then walk to the west again, you're going to want to prospect the wall where the texture is different. Once you prospect it, you can then mine it, and once you mine it, you can then exit. You can do this all at once, or you can prospect it, hide back in the cubby, mine it, hide back in the cubby, and then exit and hide. And basically just exit, you don't have to hide after that. I did it all at once because you do have time, and as soon as you exit, you're into this little minecart area. Now, you do spawn by a door, but this is not the door you want to go through yet because you need to get Ezekiel. You need to run to the east to where the metal door is located. Now, the metal door is still locked, but there's a lever directly across from the metal door. You're going to want to pull the lever to unlock the door. As soon as you do this, the door is going to be unlocked. Ezekiel will enter, and a dialogue will begin. He's going to be like, great job, you did it, let's proceed. So, go through the door on the east wall, the one you spawned in near. And you're going to be put into a room with Kent and Caroline, who are acting completely different because they're under control of the sea slugs, obviously. So talk to either of them. And you can tell they're acting much different. Just very in love with their son. They think he's the best thing in the world. Definitely not. Dude has issues. And then once you're done with the dialogue here, talk to Ezekiel. Ezekiel's going to pop his head in the door and give you an idea about how you need to get through this next section. And he's going to tell you about rubium. Rubium is a red metal that reacts with water and heats up a lot. And because the sea slugs are not very good with heat, that is how you can knock all the villagers out and get through the room. Once you complete your dialogue with Ezekiel, proceed through the east door, and it is now time for what was, in my opinion, the hardest of the 3 puzzles. So the objective in this room is to place the rubium, which is a red ore located on the walls, over all 4 vents in the room without being caught. All of your actions must be taken while the villagers are facing the pillar in the center of the room. They all face it at almost the same time. And once again, it will likely be easier to watch me do this and then attempt it. So, to start, you're going to wait for the villagers to face the center pillar and then run to the northern minecart. The villagers are going to walk toward you again, and then once they turn around, you're going to want to mine the easternmost rubium on the north wall. It's the one I'm clicking right now. Once you mine that rubium, it's very quick. Walk to the east and stand in the northeast corner of the room. The villagers are going to do their cycle once again, and once they turn around to face the center pillar, quickly use the northeast steam vent before running right back to the northeast corner. Now, you can just mine the rubium on the east wall at any time before returning to the northeast corner. And then once the villagers turn to the pillar again, hide behind the north minecart. Now we're going to use the steam vent just to the west, so once they face away, use the steam vent and then hide behind the west minecart. The villagers will do their little patrol, and then mine the rubium on the north side of the west wall and return to the west minecart. Now you're going to hide behind the small wall in the southwest corner when you can safely run. And while you're there, when the villagers turn away once again, you're going to use the southwest steam vent. So, not yet, because the villagers are about to walk back to the minecart, and the south villager will see you. But when he turns around to go back toward the pillar, use the steam vent, and you'll have 3 out of 4 steam vents with rubium. From the steam vent, you can mine the rubium vein on the wall just to the west, and hide close to the wall once you're out of sight. Be sure to stand close to the wall once mining so you don't get caught. Now, from the southwest wall, as soon as that south villager turns around to face the pillar, run to the south minecart. Once the south villager faces the pillar again, use the southern steam vent right by the minecart, and then exit the room to the east. When you use the steam vent, you want to make sure that the villager by the door is not looking at you, as he can catch you. Now we're getting ready for the third and final puzzle, so talk to Ezekiel, and he'll take another peek into the room to let you know what you got to do. The third puzzle room is similar to the second, although it is split into 2 separate rooms. My opinion, this one was much easier. I definitely got caught a few times on that second room. So enter the east door after you're done speaking with Ezekiel. And the objective in this room is to place rubium over all 4 vents in the room. All actions must be taken while the villagers are facing away from your character, and once again, I would recommend watching before attempting. The first thing we're going to do in this room is break the rocks in the center of the room once the villagers on the west side of the room are facing away. Break the rocks in the center of the room and then walk a few steps to the east to hide your character. Now, from here, you want to wait until the northeast villager, the one patrolling, is facing south, and the door guard to the east is facing away. Now you're going to want to mine all the rubium on the north wall, and then follow the patrol villager and mine the rubium on the east wall. So you can see he's moving south now. You can mine the rubium. Make sure you don't get too close to him. Wait for him to walk to the west before you mine the rubium on the east wall. And once he moves north and the door guard is facing east, run back to the center of the room. Now from the center of the room, when the villagers turn away, crouch behind the eastern minecart. And when the villagers turn south again, you're going to use the northern steam vent and then hide behind the northeast wall. When the villagers turn south again, use the west steam vent, then hide behind the west minecart. Now once again, when they face south, we're just going to move to the east minecart. And then from the east minecart, you're going to run to the southeast corner of the east room and hide next to the pillar. You want to do this as soon as they turn to the south. Now when the villagers turn to the north, you can use the steam vent and then hide back next to the southeast pillar. So just a quick walk to the north and then walk right back south. When the villagers are now all the way to the south, run back to the center of the room. Now, this is the trickiest part of this room. Wait until the north patrol is facing north and the south patrol is facing south. Once they're both facing south, or once they're both facing the respective directions, make sure the door guard is facing away and then use the steam vent to the southeast. It's the only one on the east side of the room. So, they're now facing their correct directions. Now I wait for the door guard to turn around. He's turned around. Use the steam vent. And boom, you knocked him out. Exit through the east door. Now this is the final room. So you're going to want to talk to either Catherine or Clive. These are Kimberly's parents. And they're like, oh my gosh, Kenneth enslaved us. You have to stop that kid. There's something wrong with that kid. He's doing this all over a toy train. They're also very worried about their daughter. And Ezekiel's like, maybe, I think I locked the door. I mean, it's probably okay. But they're going to be like, okay, you really need to go back and find Kenneth. Once you're done with the dialogue with Kimberly's parents, talk to Ezekiel. And he's going to recommend you go find Kenneth as well. So, you're going to go back to the first room, the one with the two doors, the metal door and the wooden door, by running back through all the rooms. You don't have to avoid anybody because you already put them to sleep. You just got to run to the west. Check out that nice glitch, a little graphical error there. Beautiful. Once you go through the final metal door, which is in the rail track room, you're going to find Kenneth standing there, waiting for you. Talk to him. He's going to be like, I tried to kill you earlier with the rocks. I'm tired of you meddling with my plans and helping people. I just want my toy train back, and Kimberly stole it from me. And this dude goes full, like, demon mode. Like, wizard. Kind of weird. Crazy kid, like I said, and like the thumbnail says, dude's got issues. So look at that, and he goes like full sicko mode, and he teleports Kimberly there, and literally starts to burn her alive. It looks like she is just suffering, and your character's like, dude, you need counseling, and he's like, no, I don't. I need my train. So talk to Kimberly. What you really need to pay attention to during the dialogue with Kimberly is where she says she lost his toy train. There's 5 different locations. It's different for everyone. I'm going to give you those respective locations, but I can only show you the one that I got myself. So, these are the 5 locations. Near Ezekiel's house is on the northeast side of Witch Haven. There's south of the house with the well, which is on the south side of Witch Haven. Near the water, which I would believe is west of the south of the house. That one honestly could be wrong. I'm so sorry if it is. I know it's south of the village. Outside his house is outside Kenneth's house, and near the pillar outside Mayor Hobbs' house is in that small little box there. Hopefully you can tell which text corresponds to each box. I tried to make it pretty clear. So, once you know where you need to go find the toy train, you're going to return to Witch Haven by going through the winding cave, climbing over the rocks, and exiting the old ruins. Once again, there's the agility shortcut, which literally will save you like 5 minutes during this quest if you have the agility level. I'm sure you do, but not a requirement, so I can't use it. Alright, now once you're back in Witch Haven, you're going to want to search for the toy train in the area Kimberly indicated. If you need to refer back to that map, go for it. It's probably going to be very helpful to you. The toy train does not appear as a red dot on the ground, so you have to look for it visually. It is multicolored, mostly blue, and you can pick it up by right-clicking on it and selecting the pickup option. Once you find the toy train, you need to go back into the old ruins and return to Kenneth. Same thing again. Down the ruins, through the passage in the wall, around the winding cave, over the rocks, and through the door. The villager is going to give you a hard time about getting back in, but he lets you back in. And once you're in the room with Kenneth and Kimberly, use the toy train in your inventory on Kenneth. The character just whips it at him, literally bonks his noggin with it, and Kenneth just goes right back to playing with his toy train like nothing even happened. Literally a psychopath. Kimberly thanks you for saving her. And, there's this whole closing story from Kent, who says, nah, there's nothing to worry about with Kenneth. He's a good boy. He just lost his toy. And your character's like, what? What? That's essentially what it boils down to. And after you're done talking to Kent, your character talks to Kenneth, who says some real ominous stuff like the Queen is coming for you. But he just keeps on playing with his little toy train, hugs it, just being a kid. Weird. And then Ezekiel is going to come and talk to you. And he's like, well, you did it. I'm sure this isn't the end of it, but you did it this time. So, hopefully, you can come be the hero again when we need you again. But yeah, this is the end of the quest. So, quest complete. Boom, you did it. Congratulations. If this guide helped you, please leave a like, subscribe, check out my friend's chat. I am much more active in the game now than I was in the past, so if you've joined before and I haven't been on, I apologize. Check out my other videos. That's greatly appreciated. And thanks for watching. Bye.